up till now we have seen different service models. In the last video, I talked about SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Okay, so I discussed when to use which, and to understand when to choose which service model. Just I want to drive it more further, and I want to get into the nitty-gritties of differences between these service models, these three service model to be precise. Okay, I'll give you an example, and after understanding that example, everything will be uh, clear to you when to use SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Okay, so let's get into the example part. Okay, so before making an application, you need to take care of different part of the application. Okay, so what structure you need to think of and how to take care of that structure. Let me discuss what that structure is. Before making one application, you need to take care of this structure. Okay, and inside the structure we have different components. Okay, what are those components? The first component is data. Okay, and after that we have applications we have, and after that we are having runtime. We are having runtime, and then we are having middleware. Okay, then we are having operating system. After that we are having virtualization, and after virtualized we are having infrastructure. And after infrastructure we are having network. Okay, so this is how we these are all the components which we have to take care of before making one application. So I will start from the very bottom, and I will try to explain. Okay, so in networking part, we need to take care about the global network and private network. Okay, so when to give access to the global people, or when to give access to the private people. Okay, so that is the thing we need to take care in networking part. In infrastructure part, we need to take care of hardware. Okay, what which kind of hardware we have to take? Either we have to take HDDs, either we have to take HDDs, or maybe which operating system we have to work on, what software we have to install, all these two parts. Okay. Then after infrastructure comes virtualization part. In virtualization, you run any operating system on your machine. Okay, that too virtually. Okay, you can use maybe Mac OS, and after that you can use Windows, and after that you can use Linux on a single machine, and that too using virtualization. Okay, after virtualization, there comes the part of operating system. So I told you there can be three operating systems: Windows, Linux, or maybe Mac OS. You need to understand which operating system you have to install and with which requirement. Okay. Mm. Now, if you will ask me what is middleware, middleware is it is a simple software. Okay, it works between your operating system, this thing, and your application. Okay, the application you are building and the operating system you have. It is a software which interact between which help this application to interact with operating system. Okay, that's the use of middleware. Then comes the next part, that is runtime. Okay, runtime are the compilers. These are nothing but the compilers, which will be useful in running our code. Okay, which will be useful to running our application code. Okay, so what middleware is doing, it is working as a bridge. So this is an application. Okay, and this is operating system. So how these two will interact using a middleware. Okay, and middleware is nothing but a software. Okay, and this application will be read by a runtime, and that will be a compiler. This application will be decoded using a compiler, and compiler will decode these human readable sentences into machine readable code, and that will give that to the operating system. And applications and operating system will be managed by middleware. These can talk with each other using middleware. So middleware is a middleman which works between application and OS. Okay, and data is the data. What to explain on data? To be precise, data will be some of the entries which are related to your application. Okay, application related data. Okay, to be precise, we can say that. So we are here to understand these three kind of services. Okay, services model. So let me remove this part first. Okay, this is not required. So if I talk about start, okay, I'm talking about self. Okay, I'm talking about this thing mapping to the notebook software as a service. Okay, software as a service model. So in software as a service model, let me demonstrate it with a different maybe color. That will be, I guess, that will be more interpretable for you. So I'm using maybe red over here, and this is SaaS, software as a service. Okay, so in software as a service, only this data part is managed by you. Okay, you as a user, and the rest of the part, rest of these parts are managed by the it is operated by you, and rest of the part is operated by vendor. In your case, AWS. Okay, and vendor operates rest of the part. You need not to bother about application runtime, middleware, operating system, or maybe virtualization. Nothing. Okay, you only need to bother about the data related with your application. Extending it more further, if I let me change the color first. Okay, if I talk about PaaS, okay, platform as a service. In platform as a service, only data and application part are managed by the vendor. Oh, sorry, the user. Okay, the data and the application part is managed by user, that is you, and the rest of the part from the runtime to the networking, these part are maybe taken care of by vendor. Okay, so in past only these two parts, data and application part, will be managed by you, and rest of the part will be managed by the vendor, in our case AWS. Extending it one step more further, we will come to LIaaS. Okay, infrastructure as a service. So in infrastructure as a service, what you have to do is up to operating system. Okay, up to here, up to here, data, application, runtime, and middleware, along with operating system, are managed by these are managed by you. Okay, these are managed by you, and after virtualization, infrastructure, and networking will be managed by vendor. Okay, these will be managed by a vendor. So I will conclude it like this. In SaaS, that is software as a service, user only manage data. Okay, rest of the part are managed by vendor. Now in the case of PaaS, that is platform as a service, data and application is managed by user, and rest of the part, that is runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, infrastructure, and networking, are managed by vendor. In IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service, up to operating system, that is data, application, runtime, middleware, and operating system, these are managed by user, and rest of the part like virtualization, infrastructure, and networking are managed by vendor. Okay, so now as you can see, in infrastructure as a service, you can see here we have the highest level of customization available, because we can manage the data, we can manage applications, runtime, middleware, operating systems. We can, so this is the highest level of customization which is available, and that is available only for infrastructure as a service, that is IaaS. So you can see in PaaS we have lower level of modification with us, because we can only modify data and application, and in SaaS we cannot modify anything. That is least level of modification, that is only data. Okay, no customization, or least customization. Okay, based on customization we can say highest level is of infrastructure as a service. Then after that we have platform as a service, and after that we have software as a service. Okay, software as a service has lowest level of customization available to us. Okay, so this is the point. So as you have seen the difference between, or we can say SaaS, PaaS, and maybe infrastructure as a service, that is IaaS. Now, now I want to drag this point a little bit more, and then I will get out of here, or maybe this thing will be complete. Okay. So after that, there are some cloud providers which you need to understand which are those. So first cloud provider, which is having the largest market share, is AWS, Amazon Web Services. That's why we are interested in the first place to learn AWS. Okay, this is the largest cloud provider. Okay. After that, we are having Microsoft Azure. Okay, Microsoft Azure, or they call it Azure. Okay, and after that, we are having Google Cloud Platform. Okay, then we have Google Cloud Platform. I guess this is all for now. And what are these? These are all those companies which are providing us cloud. Okay, or which are providing us services. These kind of services. Okay, so these are those platforms. And I told you Amazon is the leader, market leader right now. Okay, so this is all for this video.